and welcome to another episode of Performer Talk with me, your host Simon South. Now today we are going to do another one of my nightmare gigs. That's right, we have another nightmare gig story for you coming at you right now, so let's get to it. So this nightmare gig was interesting. As most nightmare gigs go, they start amazing and everything starts wonderfully, and then something happens to just suddenly make it into a gut-wrenching, horrible experience for you, the performer. This one in a very different way to how normal nightmare gigs would go. So the normal nightmare situation is, you get heckled terribly, or it doesn't go as planned, or you drop something and it goes and yeah, so all these things. However, in this particular instance, everything was amazing. Everything was perfect, but that was the problem, and I'll explain why. I know it's a very odd thing to say. I did two residencies, so I did a residency at Alexander's in Chester, and I did this other one straight after it. And the bar isn't there anymore, unfortunately, but it was a lovely bar, and I absolutely adored it. It fitted my whole aesthetic of how I wanted to be, who I wanted to be, so it was brilliant for me. So in this particular instance, the night was going very well. My card tricks and everything else I was doing was hitting brilliantly. It was all going super duper well. But I'd also decided that particular evening I was going to learn, I'd been learning how to pick pockets. So I'd watch a load of stuff on it, I've been trying. It's something that I've wanted to do for ages. After seeing Greg Wilson do it at the Blackpool Magic Convention, which was my first ever convention, I watched him do it, I bought his book, and tried my best to try and learn how to pick pockets and steal watches and stuff as an addition to the magic. So I had this scenario in my head going, if you can steal something without someone noticing, and then you do your trick, and then at the end you can go, oh well, that was amazing, and please, don't forget your wallet or your whatever it is that I've stolen, and give it back to them. And so in this particular instance, the people I were performing for, it was a group of lads, and they were all up for the magic. They were loving it. They were super happy, absolutely loving every minute of it, and they'd had a fair few drinks and stuff. And I noticed that one of them has his passport sticking out the back of his jeans, so I steal his passport, and it was really easy. I remember at the time going like taking it, putting it in my pocket, and going, there's nothing to this pickpocketing stuff. I've been worried about nothing. This is it's so easy. It's brilliant. This is how I wanted it to work in my head. So I'd pull out each card from a different place. The last one would be in my wallet. I'd open my wallet, pull that out, show that, and then I'd go, oh, and by the way, don't forget your passport. And then I'd pull his passport out. That's how I wanted it to work. However, you can never foresee what the public will do. In my head, I had my plan, I knew what was going on, and it gets to that point of my trick where I've reached in, I've pulled out my wallet, I've opened the wallet, and I've gone, and there's your card. And then I reach for the passport, and the guy who I've stolen the passport off freaks out. He does the whole, American reaction to magic, which is to go, oh my god, it's amazing. And he was so amazed that he walked out the bar. His mind was so blown that he was like, no, I'm done. He walks out the bar. And I'm just sat there holding his passport in my pocket, literally. If he'd have walked out 30 seconds later, then it would be there. But he walked out as soon as the card came out the wallet. And I don't know what to do. in this particular instance, because now it's not a magic trick, now it's theft. Okay, so now I have officially stolen this guy's passport. And also as well, what's going through my head is that he's clearly taken his passport out with him as ID, so he doesn't have any other identification. So if he has walked out to then go to a different bar, he's not going to get in. And when he comes back to the bar that I'm working in, then they probably aren't going to let him in either, because he hasn't got any ID. And even if he says, I think I left my passport in there, or something like that, I don't know whether or not they're going to believe that and let him back in, or what. So I've pulled out his passport, and I'm just go, he's gone, and then I just really, really awkwardly just go, it was going to be the end of my trick, but it was definitely a moment of horror going through my head, and especially because this was the first time, and since then I have kind of pretty much sworn off pickpocketing, because no one told me that people would do this. And it turns out that people do this when they're amazed by magic. They walk out of places. It was that most awkward moment of realising that all of a sudden it's not going to be magic anymore. All of a sudden it's turned into something really, really dark, of me making this passport appear. But it soured the end. So even though in my head I had this whole build-up of it's going to be amazing and he's reacting brilliantly, this is going to blow his mind, it's going to be the best thing ever, for it to then turn into this really awkward, horrible scenario. Obviously, I did give the passport back, the passport went to his friends, and then he did turn up. He managed to get back into the bar about 20 minutes later, to find his friends again, after he'd stopped his brain from melting, and they gave him the passport. But it was one of the most awkward points of my career, most definitely. And yeah, that's something that you can encounter if you try and pickpocket people, guys. So just be aware of that. So there we go. There is my another one of my nightmare gig stories. If you enjoyed that, please do leave a comment down below and let me know that you enjoyed it. If you did, then we'll do more of these. Please as well, don't forget to give this little video a thumbs up and a like. That'd be really, really awesome. And do subscribe to the channel. I try and post every week, and try and give little things, little insights on creativity, good sides and bad sides about being a performer. Part of my, my story of how I got to where I am today, and loads of other little nice little tidbits. So thank you all so much for watching. No matter where you are in the world, have a wonderful evening, afternoon, or morning, and I will see you all on the next video. See you then, guys. Bye.